covered has changed over that period. So I may be able to, I'll attempt to fire up a demo. I don't usually do demos, but it would be good to illustrate this point. So if I pick the most recent date, I'm going to see everything that I've got backed up in my cloud. But if I use the calendar control to roll back in time, I'm going to see how my data environment has changed over time. So because of the unlimited versioning system, this is incredibly powerful. It means that you can really go back to any point and reconstruct exactly what your digital environment looked like at that time. Whereas with Mozy and Carbonite, you're only going to get back to, say, 14 versions ago or 30 versions ago. Okay, I'll have to do a demo later in the presentation. I am not set up with the account in question, but I will show that later. Okay, so from a scheduling standpoint, you can schedule the backup to run daily, weekly, monthly, or continuously, as we've discussed, so that's all as you'd expect. Sharing, you can share any file or folder in the system, and then archiving. So, and this is a very subtle point, but it's very important for the resellers who want to sell the businesses. Mozy and Carbonite and other online backup solutions are not archiving solutions. If you delete a file from your PC, they delete it from the cloud, because it's no longer a backup, it's now an archive. From a product design standpoint, we think that's crazy. We did some research and found that more than 60% of single file recoveries on our system were for accidental deletion. So for starters, we think it's crazy for an online backup company to delete those files automatically from the cloud the way they do. Secondly, because we automatically move it into an archive, you can sell this as an archiving solution. So it is a HIPAA compatible and Sarbox compatible archiving solution, and it can and should be sold as both a DR or a backup solution as well as an archiving solution. All right, so moving on. So in terms of how the partner program works, the first thing I'll say is that everything you see at SOS is rebrandable and is built on a platform as a service that's built out for partners. There's more than 400 fully white label partners on the network today, more than 1,000 partners in total. And that really covers everything from the back-end services to the software and the web portals, the sales support, the tech support, and I'm going to talk about each of those as we walk around this circle. From an infrastructure standpoint, I think I've covered it pretty comprehensively, but 11 data centers around the world, and yes, you can prescribe where you want your data to go and stay. Product and software, multi-award winning product. We've been PC Magazine Editor's Choice for the last 5 years. Every piece of software is rebrandable. So if you need a rebranded mobile app, PC app, in summer we'll have a Mac product, all of that's rebrandable for you. Billing we've already touched on, but versatile billing solutions. The most common is where we bill you and you bill your customers, but there's also models where we can bill your customers directly and then remit payment to you. Marketing and sales. These are quite important. Our sales is set up in a pretty unique way. So is our marketing. One of the things we learned is we had a lot of partners who came to us who were very technically savvy people and had successful IT businesses, but weren't necessarily large sales or marketing organizations. So they really wanted more help from us in terms of sales and marketing support. So we built out the Partner Resource Center. What is the Partner Resource Center? The PRC, as we call it. PRC is a library of resources for you as a partner to market, sell, and support online backup. So whether it's email templates that you can use to drive interest, pricing guidelines, which shows you how to price online backup, which is a very tricky topic. For example, pricing that you use to sell online backup to healthcare, dramatically different from pricing you would use to sell to an accounting firm. So we've got a whole pricing guidelines ebook. Sales presentation templates, a full disaster recovery plan template, it's a 40-page document that you can actually use to sell consulting services to your customers. Online backup sales guide, which is basically a 12-step program for marketing, selling, and supporting backup to your customers that really lays out the key elements for you. Detailed training resources, which I'll talk a bit more about in a second. That coupled with our sales organization, which is set up uniquely to support partners, is a very powerful combo. So our sales team works with you as you become a partner, but most importantly, they work with you once you are a partner to sell to your customers. So you bring your partner specialists onto your calls, you leverage them in all of your discussions and negotiations with your customers, and effectively use them as your backup expert. And that really is something that I haven't seen done at any other software company, let alone online backup software company. It's a very powerful way to market and sell software. It allows you to get into the market very quickly and leverage our team's knowledge of the product and the sales process right out of the gate to make sure that you've got early success. And so just on my other screen, the demo I promised you. So just going back to that discussion about unlimited versions, so in this calendar control, here I am in March 2011, and I'm not sure if you can see it on the screen, but some of these dates are in bold, and they represent days I did backups at. So here I am on the 30th, sorry, the 29th, no, it's the 30th. If I click Next, then I'm going to see a representation of my complete cloud-based backup environment. So this is every PC I got backed up. I said 5, but I apparently told them it's truth. It's 8. So I can recover from any of these, and I can recover a whole system or a drive or folders. But if you see on this calendar, as I go back a few months, you can see that I've run backups in January, going back to December, November. Now, whereas Mosey and Carbonite only keeps the last 14 versions or 30, you can see here I can roll back and I can pick June 28. Well, if I pick June 28 as the snapshot date, now I actually see fewer PCs. So there's 7 PCs there. So since between June 30 and now, I added another PC to my solution that was being backed up. And that gets more dramatic as you go back in time. So I can actually drill right back to when I first started using this particular account. Here you can see October 2008. So every single version of the phone, you can see here that in October 2008, I only had 1 PC on being backed up. So you've got an incredibly powerful time machine based on snapshots that's underpinned by an unlimited versioning system. And there is absolutely no other product that can do what I just did. So that is one of the most powerful features of the system, that you have a fully versioned, fully secure, trackable snapshot history going back for an unlimited period, not just the last 30 days, but the last 4 years. And just to put paid to my claim, here I am looking at the 2nd of October 2008. So we're the only product on the market that can handle that. All right, so that's enough of the demo. Back to the partner solution. Training is a very important part of any partnership program, and it's something we take very seriously here. We've got training sessions that go on every day, and there are 3 training streams at SOS. One's a sales training track, one's a product support track, and the third is just a general technology track. So there's training. If you're a one-man company, then you'd attend all 3. If you're a larger partner, then obviously your different departments would attend different training streams. And then finally, technical support. We've got a deep tech support team that works for our partners. You have a nominated tech support lead who is your point of contact in the technical support organization. And that team is there to help you with all your customers, either under your name or ours. So just briefly, where are partners having success? The markets that partners are having most success in are the healthcare market because of the HIPAA regulations, financial services because of Sarbanes-Oxley, and then legal, government, and education, not because of any particular regulation, but because all 3 industries as a practice are great consumers of remote backup and archiving technology, particularly government and education. I used to work for a government department here in the United States, and we're a small office, but we spend $50,000 a year on off-site backup. So if you do have government in your area that you can sell to, usually local or state government or agencies, state government agencies are a very rich source of customers, and many of our partners focus on selling to those businesses. And that could be even municipal. So for example, cities, even local cities and counties are spending tens of thousands of dollars a year on off-site backup. So I think you'd be surprised in your immediate physical area the amount of money that's being spent on off-site backup, particularly in government. And then what are the business needs that we're solving? Well, obviously it's a general disaster recovery and archiving solution. So it's sold just as a straight DR and archiving tool. Although that archiving thing's key. Our competitors can't sell as an archiving tool actually, but SOS can be. And then some of the things we've already talked about. Laptop fleets. It's an excellent tool for laptop fleets. Branch office protection, server backup, whether it's email servers, app servers, or database servers, and then a remote data access or a mobile data access solution. So it's a very versatile technology platform that you can sell in a lot of different ways. In terms of, here's an example of two things. Firstly, this is from a real customer, real partner, so it gives you a sense of the sorts of revenues you can build. Secondly, it's an example of our ROI modeling, which I want to talk about. And thirdly, it's a great example of how to price online backup. So I want to start with the ROI modeling. This spreadsheet here is based upon an ROI model that our team will do for you. So when you call in today to put your name into the Kindle, ask about getting an ROI model done. It takes about 10 minutes. It helps us assess if you're a good fit for our partner program, and it really gives you a great sense of whether or not our partner program is for you. Within 10 minutes, you'll know if you can make money selling SOS or not. So that's the ROI point. The second point is that this is a great example of really strategic online backup pricing. The biggest pitfall that partners fall into is pricing online backup on a per gigabyte basis. So selling a 10 gigabyte plan or selling a 50 gigabyte plan. That is by far the most difficult way to sell backup. The best way to sell backup is on a per business basis. So for example, I'll back up your entire company. You've got 10 employees. I'll back up your entire 10 employees with a 10 employee backup SKU. And that'll involve a risk audit and data analysis, a fully written out ITIL disaster recovery plan based upon the template in the PRC, managed deployment of the software to all of your devices, and then complete data protection for all of your data. And that's your sales pitch to the client. By approaching it that way, you can charge a flat fee. This particular partner has two main tiers, $500 a month and $750 a month. And his clients are accounting firms and mid-sized businesses, so not large enterprise by any means, but firms that are very happy to pay $500 a month to have total data protection, have it deployed, managed, and reported on. Now, under the hood, they are still provisioning accounts, and that there's a number of gigabytes involved, but that's not the way they present it to the customer. And that's very, very important. In this example, if we look in the bottom right-hand corner, you can see that he's making 82% margin on every dollar that he sells. So his cost to us for the year is $12,000, and his revenue is $70,000. So it's wildly profitable. Now, I'm not suggesting everybody on the line can replicate this model, but it does